Johnny here from NoJokeNHL. Here with the final matchup, Detroit Red Wings at the Boston Bruins. The Bruins winning the President Cup trophy this year for the best record in the regular season. They come in at 54 wins in regulation, 19 losses in regulation, 9 overtime losses for a total of 117 points to edge out the Anaheim Ducks. Came in at plus 116. Their goal differential plus 84, which is astounding. They gave up 177 goals, second only to the Los Angeles Kings and Jonathan Quick, who gave up 174. However, the Bruins were able to put up 261 goals as opposed to 207 for the Kings. So certainly a tale of two cities there as far as dominance goes. Bruins 31-7-3 at home, 23-12-6 away, but they did come in their last 10 5-2-3. But like I said, this deal was pretty much all but sealed coming into here. So they took some, had Chad Johnson in goal a couple times, and they also played a couple key games where it wasn't imperative that they get the victory and so forth. So nothing of real concern with the way they came home. Final 10 games of the season. Detroit finished the last wild card spot, tied with Columbus at 93 points. Of course, Columbus had 4 more regulation wins than they did, so they got the tiebreaker and they came in here. Detroit a -8 in goal differential, and they closed out the season 6-3-1, so pretty respectable to come home to secure this final spot. Again, they had Washington at their heels, as well as New Jersey and Ottawa even nipping at their heels, possibly for that spot. Actually, they held the spot above that Columbus holds, the first wild card spot, and surrendered that in the final days, with Columbus surging a little better than they did. So looking at the series price here, of course, Boston a prohibitive favorite, -300. Comeback on Detroit plus 250. Game 1, Boston is a 2-1 favorite, -197. Comeback on Detroit plus 174. When we look at these Formax numbers, you'll see why Boston is a prohibitive favorite to not only advance in this series, but to advance to the Stanley Cup. Detroit Red Wings for the full season, 2.51 on offense, 2.60 on defense. The only team with a negative differential in the playoffs. Boston Bruins come in 2.94 on offense and 2.07 on defense, which makes perfect sense with their goal differential during the regular season. Detroit scored 4 or more goals, the maximum in 23 games on offense, and defensively gave up the max in 31 games, so another negative differential for them. Their final 20 games, they gave up the max 5 times, or I'm sorry, they scored the max 5 times and they gave up the max 9 times, another negative differential. Boston scored 4 or more in 32 games this season, and defensively gave up the max in 15 games. So a very, very, very nice positive differential for them. And in their final 20 games, they scored the max 11 times. So over 50% of their final games, they put 4 or more on the board, and they only gave up the maximum 2 times on defense. So I probably don't even need to go on any further. As far as the Formax and basically the way they've been dominating all season long, this really looks like a mismatch here. The funny thing is the Red Wings have actually won 8 of the last 9 regular season games from the Boston Bruins. So I'm not sure what the reasoning is behind all that, but as far as playoffs versus regular season, I pretty much throw out the regular season, especially an indicator like that, and you have to look at the Boston Bruins as to becoming here completely prepared to take care of business and get by this Detroit Red Wings team, who is really, in my opinion, lucky to be in this final spot. So let's look at the Formax numbers for the full season, or I'm sorry, for the final 20 games and breakdowns coming in 2015, 10, and 5 games. Detroit Red Wings 2.7 on offense for their final 20 games, 2.8 on defense. Final 15 games, 2.87 on offense, 2.67 on defense. Final 10, 3.10 on offense, 2.4 on defense. And the final 5, 2.8 on offense and 2.4 on defense. So definitely going in the right direction coming into the postseason. However, like I said, the full season numbers certainly tell a different tale. Boston Bruins, recent Formax form, final 20 games, 3.15 on offense, 1.95 on defense. Final 15, 3.0 on offense and 2.07 on defense. Final 10, 3.0 on offense, 2.4 on defense. And the final 5 games, 2.8 on offense and 2.4 on defense. So a slight closing of the gap there. But like I said, Boston pretty much has been on cruise control basically since January, since pretty much Christmas time. They pretty much they went on a very long win streak. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but it was they lost like one game out of like 17 or 16 games. So kind of a very Blackhawks type run that they started with the regular season last year with. So in all reality, I think Detroit fans, Hockey Town, of course. They're going to be loyal and backing their teams. I talked with a couple of people that are lifelong Red Wing fans, and they're looking at that regular season 8 out of 9, and they're looking for spring in the upset. But basically, that's not a stance that I can endorse here. Matter of fact, I'm looking long and hard at probably taking the Bruins in a sweep here at a very juicy 6-1, or maybe doing it. Since I believe it's going to be a sweep, maybe do a money line rollover parlay with the first 4 games, and hopefully get the rollover as far as the thing. But I think 6-1 is a pretty square price for them to sweep the Red Wings here, and it's certainly not a slam dunk for the sweep, but without a doubt a slam dunk for the Boston Bruins to be playing in the next round, going against either the winner of I believe it would be top of my head, I need the bracket in front of me. Tampa Bay, Montreal, and so either one of those squads probably don't have the firepower to be able to take them out in that round. But as with Stanley Cup playoffs, things change, and they change in a hurry. So I'm certainly not going to make any second round predictions at this point. But right here in round 1, Boston Bruins are for real. The numbers show they're for real. That they've been playing this way all season long. They're coming into the postseason playing very well. They really didn't have a lull as they did last year coming into the playoffs, or the year before, where they were taken out in the first round by the Washington Capitals. So the Boston Bruins, losing in the Stanley Cup final to the Blackhawks last year, certainly formidable to turn the table and hoist the cup coming up in late June. All right. With that, like I said, be sure to check out all the numbers in writing form on statintelligence.blogspot at Jeff's blog, and be sure to check out the final game recaps every night along with NBA on his page as well. Be sure to check out all the other preview videos that I've done for YouTube. I want to thank everybody for the support and the amount of views I'm getting. It always blows me away. Like I said, very appreciative of all the support that you guys give me for this, and I have a lot of fun doing it. So that's our final matchup for the postseason. I'm going to sit back and enjoy the games. If I see anything interesting, I will be posting updates at the Stat Intelligence blog throughout the playoffs. And with that, as always, let's drop the puck, but even more importantly, let's make some money.